Paul Brunoforte. Reach out. Reach out. Paul Brunoforte.
Growing up, I couldn't help compare their childhood to mine, which were very different. Madam Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, our childhoods were worlds apart. First, I was raised by a father who graduated magna cum laude from the Adolf Hitler School of Parenting. He was extremely volatile and strict. Secondly, my kids are raised here in sunny, resort-like Arizona, and I was raised on the streets of New York City. But perhaps the biggest difference was when my children were growing up in Arizona, they give kids responsibility in doses. At 16, they get their driver's license. At 18, they could move out of their house into an apartment. And at 21, they get to drink and they go to nightclubs. But in the 1960s New York, you got all of that on your 18th birthday. So on June 28th of my 18th birthday, it was the happiest day of my life. I got my own car. I got a driver's license. I moved out of the house. I didn't have to live with Hitler anymore. I joined the fraternity. We partied every night. I flunked out of college. I didn't care. I was having the time of my life. Then the music stopped. I got a letter, and it said, "Greetings from the President of the United States." I got drafted into the Army. I couldn't believe it. I only had my freedom for 18 months, and now I was going to go die in Vietnam. This is not fair. I just could not imagine going to the Army. And there was nothing you could really do. The choice was go to Canada and give up your citizenship or go to jail. After induction, it was absolute torture. Jail seemed like a better alternative. I was out there low-crawling in the mud, drill instructors yelling at me, "Boy, you better get your act together or you're going to die in the jungles of Vietnam." In hand-to-hand combat, they could say, "Hey, maggot, you better learn to kill or Charlie's going to gut you like a pig." It was absolute torture. At night, you could hear guys sobbing in the barracks. Some guys did go AWOL. They left the country. Other guys got out of the Army by self-inflicted wounds. And some even took their own life rather than die in Vietnam. And there were times when I considered all three of those alternatives. So why do I tell you this tale of woe? I tell you because it turns out that being drafted was the best thing that ever happened to me. All the great things that happened in my life since then happened because I went in the Army. In a million years, I could have never imagined all of the good things that would happen to me because of that. And isn't that the way it is sometimes? There's devastating things that happen in our lives, especially today. You hear about the hardships of foreclosure, of bankruptcy, of divorce. And when we're in it, it seems like the end of the world. But that's life. And I great saying. It said, whether things are going very well or whether they're going badly, it will change. Well, I wasn't that wise back then. As I sat contemplating my death in Vietnam, I found solace and support in the letters from my friends and family, especially my father, who told me how he had felt the same way when he was a prisoner of war in Germany at 19 years old. It was the support from my family that got me through. And today, many people are struggling, but they don't want to bother you with their problems. And if people who realize that other people are struggling, they don't want to interfere. Last year, my cousin had the perfect storm of hardships: foreclosure, job loss, bankruptcy, and an illness. And rather than bother anybody, he took his own life. And we all thought he was the Rock of Gibraltar, so we didn't interfere. Today, suicide is at epidemic proportions among students, the military, and the elderly. Most didn't know how to reach out. Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. You see, there's no shame in sharing your feelings with others. Help can come from many unexpected sources. If you or someone you know is struggling, reach out. Your support can make all the difference in the world. Madam Contest.